At one of Beau's storytelling gatherings there, I was completely taken by surprise at what he had to offer. I felt transported, kissed by fairies, if you will, and tonight you will each get to experience that for yourselves. So you are in for a spellbinding treat. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it is my great pleasure to introduce our dear friend, Beau Martin.
To gaze upon the wall, yeah? Upon a blue horizon, the coming of the moon. About to crest those mountains there, the smell of sagebrush looms.
And they ended up going around that fairy tree because they have a lot of respect for the fairy folk in Ireland. He was the kind of guy I went to go see him in the pub, and he had a big long beard, scraggly hair, little round glasses. For not a baby yet born could have wearing in such warn as boots have seen down path. Well, the beard on me chin got a fair scratching, and so did the top of my head. And not a drop had I sunk, but think it I thunk. You're drunk, boy, you best go to bed. Better tell my auntie. I professed my love to my auntie before she left for Ireland. And I'd always hoped, as I grew older, that she had forgot about that moment. Auntie Deirdre, is it weird that I wanted to be near you? I felt as if as at sea adrift, swept out by the current. And I dreamt the ship did rise and dip on my stomach at early bird. And the speed at which the scenes did switch on the backlids of my eyes. You see those little things floating around in front of your face? You know what I'm talking about? Yes? Well, what do you call them? Squigglers, she calls them. Somebody else calls them floatings and whatever. They've got different names, but I didn't know what to call them because I thought they were my secret world. They were ineffable. I didn't know how to speak it out loud. So Meadow told me, that's not how it happened. I'm not in my trailer! I have experienced rock and roll! I'm a part of it! I am just through the roof! So excited! And my dad's in a suit, sitting against it. And we forgot that we'd run away from home and hadn't told him where we were going. We didn't know we were in trouble. We were running, we said, Dad, you won't believe what just happened to me. It was amazing! Oh my God, oh my God! And I realized mess of trouble I had gotten this pretty young lady in. And I looked at her face. I said, it's not supposed to have gone down like this, you know? And I said, Anna, run, Anna. Run, Anna, run! I said that, run! Run, Anna, run! Run, Anna, run!
Well, okay, so what's crazy is I was thinking about this when I was watching. I was like, I have never seen anything like this because it's storytelling, but it's got a beat, right? Like there's music incorporated and there's dance incorporated. So one of a kind. There was a moment where I was crying. He told a story and I really I was like, oh my God. And I was so moved by it and it was so painful. And it actually went this other way that was really funny. So I went from crying to laughing pretty quick. Adventurous, right? Like it felt like you're on an adventure with someone. It didn't just feel like I'm listening to a story. It felt like I'm on this epic sort of odyssey. It was incredible. It was so incredible. Yeah, I loved it.
And I was really caught off guard in the most delightful way. It felt very well crafted, and you could tell that Beau has a gift of sharing and communication that he just is able to tap into.
And it was moving. I laughed and I cried, and you come away definitely like inspired with all of his kind of just like creative energy and stuff like that.
It's incredible. I've actually never seen such a combination of storytelling and music and just like kind of like zest for life before. So I laughed a lot, laughed my ass off. So really great show. Yeah.
There's a moment where I almost cried, laughed a lot. I felt like my my smile muscles hurting a little bit. Yeah, he's got such a fun range, wild troubadour energy, getting the audience sort of all worked up. You know, we were all singing together, clapping, stomping. I found myself doing some sort of like Irish scat singing, and I knew that it was going to be like kind of funny, some folk songs. I didn't really expect this full, deep engagement with questions of like childhood and upbringing. So yeah, I thought it was sort of deeper and more human than I expected.
Amazing, just wow, it's great. That blur of reality and what would you like reality to be, and it hits that emotional spot. And yeah, and Oboe is great at that. We had a friend come and she didn't know anything, and the first words out of her mouth were wow, and just said that several times. So yeah, wholeheartedly, he's fantastic and a lovely human being.
Oboe has this way of manipulating all of like the human emotions in a really fun, playful way that makes you want to cry, makes you want to laugh, makes you want to be a kid again. I guess maybe the most surprising part, and this isn't a dig towards Bo, but maybe when he got winded. I wasn't expecting that. I really appreciated the sense of humbleness that he brings to the show. It's like the stumbling with the harmonica holder and that sense of like humanness and like humbleness that he brings to the performance. It was so fun and engaging.
So off the typical story you'd expect, just the ways that he kind of crafted all these common refrains together brought laughter kind of continuously, and so it kind of kept building at each moment. But yeah, I would say that one, and then also I think obviously when he jumped off the stage at the Radiohead concert, that was just really delightful. He had a very sensitive side to him, and also kind of a wry, like kind of rambunctious energy. Felt like he channeled multiple different personalities and characters, and you don't really see that really often. So it was a really special experience to be a part of and to see.